I'm so high I can't land. I got them perks in my hand. Told that little bitch I'm the man. Can't come around, fuck up my plan. Had to tell a little bro, don't shoot, it's a fan. Remember last time he let off about 10. Spin to his block in an all black van. If he don't got cigar, we'll smoke out a can. I like to hop out of shoes. Some of them hoes, nigga, I got a few. I beat my case, I don't know about you. But some of them bodies, just some I don't do. Yo, bitch, in my phone, some about this and that. Tell a hoe, shut up, just come on through. Oh, baby, I need your love, you been gone lately, I want her perk, you be making me lazy. For that little bit, now she want my little baby. Shot at that nigga, now she calling me crazy. Bought her a car, got a brand new Mercedes, Yeah, I got a brand new Mercedes. Tell little bro, yeah, we shoot for the. Tell little bro, yeah, we shoot for the spot. I'ma come and find them. Taking these perks, so they under the counter, Oh, baby, help me find what the fuck out my mind. Miss my lady, oh, yeah, go. That Mercedes. Yeah, she drive me crazy. Take a perk for the thrill. She won't fuck me for real. Have a dream on the hill, yeah. I'm coming home, give me the drop, we gon' fuck on the low. When she hit me up, baby, know I'm gon' go. And she so bad, so I don't say no. Save me a purple, I'm tryna float. Leave out the man, but that bitch is a joke. Hop out that bitch and I aim at the stove, Oh, baby, I need your love, you been gone lately, I'm for these push, you be calling me lazy. Roll up a wood in my mind and be fading. Running your truck, tell a bitch we gon' raid it. Don't like so much, I love baby, I fainted, got some shots in my gun, Tell them shit up, the nigga just because, We don't fuck them, that bitch is a scrub, Run out on them for the blood, He throwing that shit just because, Hop out game cause it's fun, He throwing up for a nigga run, Hop out game cause it's fun, yeah. Have a dream on the hill, yeah. I'm coming home. Minute driver, fuck on the low. She hit me up, baby, no, I'm gonna go. She's so bad, so don't say no.
New chicken flatbread and a 20-ounce fruit classic smoothie. Just $9.99. Only at Smoothie King.
Obviously, you clicked on this video because you want to make money, right? You want to be able to sell out collections and buy your favorite sneakers like this, or be able to peel off in your favorite car like this. Or maybe you just want to spend all day in bed, chilling after you made some money like this. With a few clicks on your computer, and I'll be able to execute to drop quickly with.
Killers who didn't realize they were being recorded.
On the morning of June 11, 2021, CCTV cameras across Wembley, London captured a woman walking around with a large blue suitcase. On the surface,
she is a human in the suitcase, doesn't she? Wasn't there a guy that recently did that was on a podcast? He was like an ex-con that was on Joe Rogan, and then he like sliced somebody's body parts up and like transported them out in like different suitcases or some Why is that like the go-to method of removing a body? Like cutting it up and putting it in a suitcase.
the footage is completely ordinary. However, this footage would
I don't know. I mean, I'm saying that like I would have a better plan on removing a body.
Soon become key evidence in one of the most brutal crimes in Wembley's recent history.
I still have the take, dude. I had this argument with my friend. Not an argument. It was more of a debate. Like, if you killed somebody, how would you hide the body? Bro, this is literally how I would do it. You kill somebody, right? I'm dissolving their flesh in acid, right? And then, no, listen, you dissolve their flesh in acid, and then you grind their bones up into a concrete mixture and just lay a new driveway.
This
isn't Breaking Bad. I'm not saying it's Breaking Bad. You're acting like I'm copying Breaking Bad. I'm saying the bone part is you just cremate them. Great job, Zod. Where are you getting a cremation machine, bud? Where are you getting a cremation machine, bud?
Incident took place the evening of
How are you gonna do that? I own one.
June 11, when the Metropolitan Police received a call from a man in distress. He was a temporary resident at a house on Chaplin Road, and according to him, the owner of the house, a 67-year-old woman who went by Deborah, was missing. Her phone and glasses, the two things she always kept on her, were also still in the house. But what made her absence most concerning was the fact that Deborah had a history of severe mental health struggles. She was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and at one point believed that Prince Charles, along with the country's prime minister, were communicating with her through YouTube. Deborah also had no family in the country she could have gone to either. The only people who knew her were those who attended the same church as she did. And speaking with people from the church gave investigators their first lead. One of Deborah's friends, 37-year-old Gemma Mitchell, told officers that Deborah had been depressed and that she went to stay with friends close to the ocean. Unfortunately, this lead turned out to be a dead end, as none of the
When somebody has schizophrenia, like they're saying she has schizophrenia and she thought that she was communicating with King Charles through YouTube. Is she actively on meds while she's having those interactions? Like, is that on meds or off meds? Because I'm assuming I'm not an expert on schizophrenia, and I know some people in my chat have schizophrenia. So I'm assuming that has to be off meds. Like, there's no way that's just like, if that's off meds, or if that's on meds, what would off meds be like?
CCTV cameras around her home captured her leaving that morning. Investigators also didn't find any records of her using a taxi service or public transport. After 2 more weeks of fruitless searching, investigators had nearly run out of all potential leads. They needed a breakthrough, or the case risked going unsolved forever. Fortunately, the search finally reached its end on June 27, but in the way investigators feared most.
Okay. Hi, I just found a body. Oh, go ahead, caller. What's your emergency? I just found a body. Right, okay. A body, is it? Are they breathing?
Let's give a little bit more fucking info here, eh? So calm, too.
No, they're dead. They look like they've possibly been there like a few days or something.
A hiker discovered the remains of Deb.
Bro, what? I'm more shocked about that call. Like, I understand her remains were found in the mountain, and that itself is crazy. But, like, you're a hiker that stumbles upon a dead body, and you're like, not just found a dead body. That looks like they've been here for a few days. No, I can't really tell. The skin's quite purple.
On a wooden path next to Bennett Road in Solcombe,
I'd be freaking the fuck out. I'd be like, that's a dead body.
Over 200 miles from her home in Wembley. The worst part about this discovery, however, was the condition investigators found her in. This wasn't a case of going for a hike.
Could be in shock. Or, yeah, you're trying to be calm. I mean, that is the best thing to do, is be calm when you're calling a dispatcher.
And having an accident. Instead, someone had surgically decapitated her head, which was later discovered about 30 feet away from the rest of her body.
I don't know how she's staying calm, Chad. I understand she's in shock. Now I'm really sure her body, she was decapitated. Her head was 30 feet away from her body.
Autopsy results also showed signs of blunt force trauma to the head. With that, the case shifted from a missing person search to a homicide investigation. However, finding the culprit was going to be easier said than done, largely because Deborah never gave anyone a reason to take her life. Despite her mental health struggles, everyone who knew her described her as extremely kind and compassionate. She was even letting the temporary resident who filed the missing person report live with her for free since he couldn't afford to pay rent. But while investigating those closest to her, investigators noticed something suspicious about Gemma. CCTV cameras captured Gemma walking toward Deborah's home with a blue suitcase on the morning of June 11, the same day she went missing at around 6:30 a.m. Hours later, the same cameras captured Gemma walking back, this time with 2 suitcases. She was also struggling more to roll the suitcase.
Yeah, walking backwards. Like, I understand in a killer's mind, it's like, hey, this makes me look less suspicious because it's a suitcase. But if I'm watching somebody walk backwards with 2 suitcases because it's too heavy, I'm going to go, what the fuck do you have in there? That's more suspicious. Like, I actually think you walking backwards with 2 suitcases in broad daylight like this is worse than if you just had like a weirdly shapen trash bag with a dead body in it, like over your shoulder.
She was also struggling more to roll the suitcases, suggesting that, unlike before, they're
not walking backwards? Well, I can't tell. It's in fucking 120p. Side note, why is every CCTV in 120p? Why is that? I understand it's like cheaper, less energy. I feel like a 1080p security camera, even like a 480p security camera. That can't, I understand it's cheap, Brady, but I'm saying like how much more expensive is a 120p camera to like a 720p? I feel like it's got to be like tens of dollars, man. Less storage. Yeah. Okay. Because they're saving the footage.
This made Gemma the primary suspect in Deborah's
Storing 4K footage is expensive. Well, I'm not trying to say you get 4K footage, Brady.
murder, prompting investigators to look into her more closely, which turned out to be the right move. On the 26th of June, CCTV cameras captured her struggling to load the same blue suitcases into the back of a rental car. She then drove to the same road where Deborah's remains were found a day later. This was enough evidence for the police to obtain a warrant and arrest Gemma on July 6.
Oh my God, is this them arresting her? Or is this just another fucking...
Hello there.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, good. Would you answer?
Was he just banging the door down with like a battering ram and then just had a casual conversation with her when she opened the door?
Would you answer? Sorry, what's your name?
Sorry, we're asleep.
Are you Gemma?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, Gemma. Just could you answer a second?
Sure,
Come on, come on a second.
Sorry, can I ask Gemma?
Bro, Brady, why did your account just actually say spam detected? If you continue, escalated action will be taken. Brady just dishing out threats in chat. It's a bug.
Do you want to come up?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Hand associate your hands. All right, Gemma, at this moment, I'm arresting you on suspicion of murder.
Gemma didn't even try to plead her innocence and went with the officers without any resistance,
But like, why did she kill this woman?
almost as if she was already expecting them to some extent. She also remained silent at the station, answering every question with a
And then she just dumped the body in a hiking trail?
cold no comment. But now that she was under arrest, authorities were able to search her home, and it wasn't long before everything became clear. You see, Gemma lived with her mother in their home on Bronsbury Park. The house was worth over £4 million, but it was in rough shape. So they hired a contractor and paid him over £230,000 for the renovations. Unfortunately, the contractor ran away with the money, leaving Gemma and her mother with an incomplete home and no money to fix it. That's where Deborah stepped in. She knew Gemma from church and considered her a friend. So after learning about her struggle, Deborah offered to pay over £200,000 for the renovations. However, in early 2021, Deborah was admitted to a mental facility where she received treatment for her schizophrenia. This treatment seemed to be very effective, as she was now thinking a lot more clearly. It also resulted in her
Oh my God. And then went, yeah, I'm not going to pay for this.
reconsidering her offer to Gemma and withdrawing it completely by early June. She instead told Gemma to sell the house and use the money to live a good life. Phone records revealed a message she sent to Gemma.
Yeah, like even if it needs 230K worth of work, like you could still sell that house for like £2 million plus, right? Like that's enough retirement money for you. Like, I mean, not retirement necessarily because you're going to need to buy another place to live, but like that's enough seed money to basically work for 5 more years and then retire. That's $5,337,000. Well, that's if you sold it full price.
On June 8, reading, "Until you sold house, I won't want you to come to me or my house. I'm stressed to the core." However, Gemma did not take this kindly. And on the 11th of June, she went to Deborah's home with the intention of ending her life. After committing the crime, she stuffed Deborah's remains in the suitcase and brought it back home, which is why
And what is this solving? She's actually like, this is like weirdly malicious, like beyond just like, oh, you fucked me out of money. She's getting nothing out of this. Like she's not getting money. She's not getting anything. It's like this lady that had schizophrenia and only agreed to it because she was in a bad mental state, gets help and then goes, okay, maybe it's not a great idea to give you $250,000 fucking dollars. And so you just get angry and kill her. Like,
I looked much heavier on the way back.
people are crazy. I know, dude, but it's just like, I can't get in that mindset. You know what I mean? Like, do you ever try to put yourself in the shoes of like people? You know, you do it every day. You know, oh, what's it like to be a bus driver? What's it like to be like somebody like this? But it's like, I can't get in the logical mental state of this. Like, if she was doing it, I'm not saying it's right to kill somebody in any extent. But say she killed this woman, which removes a lien on her house. So then she has, she has the ability to sell it. Then I'd go, okay, she's doing this for some sort of financial personal gain. Like she actually gets nothing out of killing this woman. Like it is actually purely malicious. There's no gain. There's nothing. It's just like, I'm doing this so you're not here anymore.
Before disposing of her remains in Solcombe 2 weeks later. Her true motive also came to light when investigators discovered a forged will in Gemma's home, naming
Okay, never mind.
her and her mother as the sole beneficiaries of Deborah's entire estate. All of this was more than enough evidence to convict Gemma. She stood trial on October 2022 and was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 34 years behind bars.
Like, her being money hungry doesn't make it better, but it makes it at the lines connect. You know, it goes, okay, I understand why you were in this position and why you did this. Not saying it's right, because it's not, but it's like, I get that, like, I don't want to say I get that because that makes it sound like I agree with it. I don't agree with it. It's like, you doing it for money is like, I understand why a human would try to do that. There's a reason, not an excuse. Yeah, perfect words, Jayski. Don't know how to say your name.
On July 7th, 2021, 23-year-old Chandler Halderson went to the local sheriff's office and filed a missing person report for his parents, 50-year-old Bart and 53-year-old Krista.
The Democrats are trying to take over Texas because I am advancing transformative policies the Democrats are against. Number one is to slash your property taxes, whereas the Democrats, they want to increase your taxes. We passed a constitutional ban on an income tax. Democrats voted against that. I signed a law saying no boys and girls sports. I get up every single day to go to work to make sure the Democrat socialist policies will never take root in the state of Texas.
According to Chandler, the two had gone to their family cabin in White Lake on July 2nd to spend the weekend. The last contact he had with them was a message from Krista writing, "Made it safely, can't get anything through, and yes, it's packed. Going to White Lake today for the parade, and we'll come home Monday night/Tuesday early. Love you lots." It was Wednesday now, and the two had still not returned. Their phones were also going straight to voicemail, leaving Chandler with no way to determine their current whereabouts. Now, the simplest explanation was that they simply decided to extend their stay, and that they weren't able to inform Chandler because of the bad cell signal at the cabin, which was a known issue. However, this was completely out of character for them. Bart was extremely punctual and responsible, and Krista was on the verge of losing her job if she didn't return soon. Chandler was understandably worried about the safety of his parents. To make matters more complicated,